But interestingly, let's talk to a man that we didn't think we'd be talking to pay tribute to Muhammad Ali, but a man who worked with him on a memorable occasion, a memorable night in 1973, because Muhammad Ali's great rival Joe Bugner was fighting Santiago Alberto Lovell at the Royal Albert Hall. And Muhammad Ali was commentating for the BBC that night alongside John Motson. John, good evening to you.
Hello there. It does seem a long time ago now, but yes, he was, briefly, I have to say.
So tell us the story of that. How did you come to be speaking to the great man?
Well, what happened was Ali was due to fight Joe Bugner for the World Heavyweight Championship, which ultimately they did. But they brought him over, the promoter, I think it was Mickey Duff, brought him over on a promotional tour, and they decided that he would sit ringside at the Royal Albert Hall on December the 3rd, and he would commentate with myself, because I'd been appointed the commentator that night by the old Radio 2, on this fight between Bugner and Lovell. And it was a great privilege, obviously, to have him sitting next to you, never mind joining in the commentary. I remember when I got to the ringside, there was a telegram for him and all sorts of fuss. And then the fight started, and we went through the first round, and at the end of the first round the bell went, and I said, obviously for me it was a big moment, I said, well, now with his thoughts on the first round, here's Muhammad Ali. And he did his summary perfectly, said what he thought about Bugner, handed the microphone back to me. The bell went for the second round, and within 10 seconds Joe Bugner knocked Santiago Alberto Lovell almost out of the Albert Hall. It was a heck of a punch. The count wasn't necessary. The fight was over, and I turned to Muhammad Ali, or I thought I was, to give him the microphone for his summary, and his chair was empty. He disappeared, and he left his jacket there. He ducked under the ropes, and he was now enjoying an imaginary sparring session with Joe Bugner. It was all part of the promotional hype, of course. So my commentary career with him lasted about 4 minutes, but I did get him to sign his book for me, The Greatest My Own Story by Muhammad Ali with Richard Durham. I've still got it, and it says in the front, to John from Muhammad Ali, enjoy life, it's later than we think. Peace.
Well, what an extraordinary memory, John. And you've commentated, of course, on World Cup finals, FA Cup finals, but in some ways was that 4 minutes of commentary with Muhammad Ali something you've been uniquely proud of in your career? Well,
very much so. And 3 years ago, Eleanor, it came completely out the blue, this. I was at a function in London, and a very good friend of mine, Lee Clayton, the sports editor of the Daily Mail, came in with a huge package all parcelled up. And I opened it, and it was a framed photograph of the two of us at the Albert Hall in the front row with a big commissionaire, and I think Alan Parry, who was doing some reporting, was standing behind us, and it's on my wall. It's probably my proudest possession now, to be able to say, well, if anybody, they couldn't get the audio recording of this, Eleanor, because it's too long ago, 42 years, it isn't even in the archive, but I've got the photograph to prove it really happens, and I'm very proud of it.